gentlemen, All Saints Catholic Church in Dallas, Texas welcomes you to All Saints Coffee Chats.
I really like the idea.
Okay, good. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Coffee Chats episode...
Something other.
What did you say?
89.
89 is what we'll go with for today. I think every week we should just start throwing out a different number.
Yeah,
Welcome
I think so
to
too.
episode
341.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then next week be like, welcome to episode 3. Just start going back.
I like that. That's a good idea.
Yeah. But yeah, welcome. Today we're talking about, a little bit early, but we're talking about Valentine's Day is coming up this Monday.
Yeah.
Monday, not today. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Monday.
Yeah. Super fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those holidays that I feel like I forget about every year until it's like 2 days away and I'm like,
oh my god.
Dang it.
Yeah. It's one of those, I feel like it's such a big deal when you're a kid because you make those Valentines for school and you make a box and then you like bring all of them and you exchange all of them. There's a big party. Your mom and dad get you things. You know, it's just like, it's a big deal as a kid, and then as you grow up, you're like, wait a minute. That's tomorrow.
Yeah. Like, this is happening.
Like,
I feel like the older I got, I started to use it as like more of an excuse for like a self-care day.
Yeah,
like you know what? My whole life it was always about what we're gonna do for everyone else, and now I'm like, you know what? I love myself today. I'm gonna take care of myself today.
Yeah.
That's what it's like as an adult.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I definitely in the past have a similar experience. It's like, oh, this could be just an excuse for like a me day, or like maybe a day with some girls, or like, you know, a day that I treat myself to like a treat because that's what you do on.
Yeah, right. I could say I definitely do Galentine's more than anything.
I think so, which I think that's rightly ordered. I really think that it's like it's a girls' day.
Yeah, and I see it like more than most things. Like people are always doing like Galentine's events versus like an actual like Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and speaking of Galentine's.
Speaking of Galentine's.
We are the high school girls and the 8th grade girls too, so we're going to have the 8th grade girls come in and we're going to have a little brunch on Saturday morning for Galentine's Day, which actually happened the day before Valentine's Day, so it's actually the 13th, but that's a Sunday, so we're going to have it on the 12th. So if you're a high school girl or an 8th grade girl and you want to come have brunch, we're going to have like pancakes and fruit, and I don't know if you've ever tried this, but I'm pretty sure it's like a Galentine's that I tried this at, and it's so good. Have you ever had chocolate hummus?
No. What does that even
Erika,
mean?
It is amazing. I know. It
sounds
totally
like icing.
It really does. It's like, I don't know how I feel about that, but it's so good. It tastes just like brownie batter. It is amazing.
I'm gonna have to find that.
Yeah, I think they have it at Target. That's where I'm gonna go find it.
Ooh, noted. Going there today.
Yes. The best stuff ever.
What do you eat it with?
A spoon. Just kidding. No, you get like strawberries or like apples. You could put it on. I've like had it on pita chips before, which is actually not bad.
Well, just like a plain pita chip.
Yeah, just like a plain pita chip. It's actually pretty good. But like it's best on fruit, I think.
Okay.
Or like a waffle. You put it on like a waffle.
I don't know. A spoon kind of sounds good. Straight up.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So y'all are doing that Saturday?
We're doing that Saturday.
What is it?
It's here in the youth room from 10 to 12. So
cool.
Come join. There'll be coffee too.
So fun. The perfect Saturday.
The perfect Saturday. Let me tell you, that's everything I love. Brunch, Saturday, coffee, fruit, chocolate hummus.
But also like not early enough to where you can't sleep in on the weekend.
Exactly. Perfect. Yeah, you can still sleep in, still have the weekend, and then when lunch rolls around at 12, you've already eaten, so you don't even have to think about that.
You're done.
It's the best thing.
Oh man. Okay, so I think you have it pulled up too, but I kind of wanted to go through. We found
these fun facts.
I don't actually know like how accurate they are, but it's history.com, so like I'm not really gonna question them. I'm sure they know more than I do. But we found these like 6 facts about Saint Valentine's and kind of like the history of Valentine's Day and stuff. So we can go back and forth with those. I don't know if you want to take the first one, only because I had a hard time understanding it.
Absolutely. So I think this is really interesting, and actually I'll tell you why I think it's interesting later on, but specifically the first one says that the Saint Valentine that inspired the holiday of Valentine's Day may have been 2 different men,
'Kay.
and so the next one
It kind of explains it a little bit more. Because I guess there was another Saint Valentine that it could have been, but he's not, like, not venerated, but, like, he's still, like, recognized as
right.
I don't, it's a whole thing. Yeah. But the second point is kind of what goes into, it says there are about a dozen Saint Valentines.
Right,
and a Pope? I don't even know how you would say. Valentine. I don't know how accurate that is.
Yeah,
but
so there's
it does make sense. I did, like, start looking up and, like, there's, like, different variations of, like, the name and different things, but all kind of, like, come from that, like, Valentine's. I'm like, my whole life I thought there was just one guy who, like, set it up.
Yeah, me too. That it was, I always knew the legend of, well, one of these two men inspired, which is the legend here. Apparently there were two men who had this same, like, story of they would wed Christian couples whenever, like, the Christianity was persecuted. And they had to, like, wed the couples in secret.
Yeah.
There's two men who would apparently do that. Or two, like, men in history that would have done that. So that is who these two men are inspired by, and I think one of them isn't even named Valentine, which I think is funny.
He's just included.
He's just included. So somehow his story got wrapped in there with the other Valentine, who is named Valentine. But apparently one of the people is Pope Gelasius the First.
We're gonna go with that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So, he was one of those men.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, fact. Oh, wait, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, I just think it's so fun, like, the idea of secretly wedding Christian couples. Like,
yeah. I'm sure it was, so like, fun. I don't know, it just sounds romantic. But also, like, I'm sure it was not a great time.
Yeah. But, like, being a girl, I think, even in that time would have been like, oh my gosh, honey, this is so exciting.
This is so fun. You're ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Okay, so fact number 3. Oh, if you want to take that one.
Oh, yes, I can take this one. This one's one of my favorites. I really love this. It says, Valentine is the patron saint of beekeepers and epilepsy.
Yes. I was like, I don't even know what it said.
That's so fun, beekeepers. Why is a heart, like, the main thing on Valentine's Day when really it could be a bee? Like one of those little cartoon bees that's kind of cute.
That would make so much more sense.
Yeah. I think that'd be really fun.
That is so cute.
So, if you're having trouble with bees, call on St. Valentine, because he could help you.
Yeah. He's also, it makes sense. He's also patron saint of, like, engaged couples and married married couples. But I think we're going to highlight the beekeepers.
Yeah. Highlight that beekeepers need a patron.
Yeah. Next fact, and I actually got to see this whenever I was in Rome a few years ago, and this is one of those weird, like, Catholic saint things. You could say that would seem really weird outside of it, but it makes sense. Is that you can find St. Valentine's skull at one of the churches in Rome.
Whoa.
It's like one of those, like, what is that called? I forget. I don't know. But it's there, and there's, like, a little, like, chapel area that you can go to. And I remember, like, it was one of those things that, like, we just kind of stumbled upon, and I, like, read the little description, and I was like, okay, sounds good. But it was also weird just because it was, like, I don't know, the idea of, like, Valentine's Day and then something, like, a little bit more, like, gruesome. I was like, that does not make sense.
Yeah,
but it was interesting. Yeah, one of those little, whenever you walk, go pretty much to any church in Europe, you're going to find some weird
old saint relic
something.
Of sorts.
Yeah, relic, that's the word that I was looking for. Something very odd. But if you find yourself in Rome one day and you want to see that,
I will look for that one. When you were there, did it have, like, a lot of flowers around it? Because in here it says flower adorned school.
I think there was. I don't remember it being, like, super. I might have, like, a picture of it somewhere. I don't remember it being, like, super dramatic. But I might also just have mixed it in with all of the other, like, random saint relics you
all
see.
the other things we saw. Yeah.
There was one time we walked in and there was, like, a heart. I know there's, like, I don't know exactly where it is, but I've heard of, like, one of the saints, like, tongues is somewhere.
Oh, whoa.
I don't remember seeing that, but walked into a church one day and there was just, like, a foot, and I was like,
interesting. Like, fully intact?
Just, not necessarily, I wouldn't say fully intact. Not to the rest. It was super hot.
Gosh, being Catholic, one of the things
what
that
a wild experience.
You have to love about being Catholic is the very weird saint relics that you will encounter.
And like being very excited about it.
And being
like,
very
it's
excited.
Really cool.
Yes, it's so cool. It is so cool. Man, we are so lucky.
So good. You want to take the next one?
Oh, sure. Let's see. So the English poet Geoffrey,
I think it's
Chaucer.
I think it's Chaucer?
Chaucer?
I don't actually
Maybe. May have invented Valentine's Day. If any of you have heard of any of Geoffrey's poems, you could also tell me how to say his name, because I think that's how you say it, but I actually don't know.
But good question.
Yeah. In his work, Parliament of Fowls, he links the tradition of courtly love with the celebration of Valentine's Day, or St. Valentine's feast day. Yeah. And it didn't exist until after his poem was published.
Okay.
So,
I wonder if it was something that, like, the feast day, his feast day was celebrated, like, a little bit differently, and then it, became more, of, like, a societal thing.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I wonder just how that came to be such a societal thing. Like, why is St. Valentine's Day and not something like another random saint's day? You know? It's so interesting
really.
how it's, St. Valentine's.
It makes sense. Well, Geoffrey put it all together.
This is true. Yeah. Thank you, Geoffrey.
But, okay, so with all of the different, like, variations of, like, St. Valentine's, you can basically celebrate Valentine's Day at many times of the year because they all have their own feast days.
That is such a good thought.
When is this one? There's one that's, like, January 7th. One that's in July. Oh, there's 2 in July. 3 in July. Oh my gosh. Okay,
you're right.
Why are we not doing the entire month of July?
And that's also another fun one about July is that's also the feast of Saint Louis and Zélie Martin, who is Saint Therese's parents, sometime in July. I don't remember what day.
Yeah.
And then also Saint Anne and Saint Joachim, I believe, are also in July. So all of the romances in July.
Okay, officially moving Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Well, no offense to all the Saint Valentines, but I think we should just extend it to the entire month of July.
Oh, absolutely. We cover all of the saints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really. So, you might have to, like, think about this for a second, but what can you remember as, like, the best, like, most, like, sentimental thing you've ever, like, received or given for Valentine's Day? Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like sometimes it's less of, like, a Christmas, like, presents or, like, birthday or whatever. It's always just, like, about, like, the more, like, nostalgic or, like, sentimental things. So, like,
I have a
it's
really
a very
good
intentional
one from last year. So last year when I was on a focus team, the men just did such a good job on Valentine's Day because none of us were dating anyone, so we were all just single and, hanging out, and we were just really close as a team. Mm-hmm. And so they chose to use Valentine's Day as a day to, like, honor our femininity, which was really cool. They, like, printed off little, like, feminine, like, quotes about femininity from, like, John Paul II or, like, Edith Stein or a couple other saints, and they, like, made us each, like, a little certificate for, like, a certificate to hang out with all the men, basically. Which I kind of thought was funny. But then they also made us this, I don't actually remember what it is now that I'm thinking about it, but it's just, like, a nice dinner with, like, a nice dessert. And they had us over, and, just kind of showered us with, like, appreciation.
That's so nice.
So it was really cute. I think that was my favorite Valentine's Day that I've ever celebrated.
That's so fun. So thoughtful, too.
I know.
That's why I think I love it. I think it does get looped in a lot with, like obviously it gets like with, I can't talk, with, like, couples and, like, different things, but I feel like a lot of it, the focus should also be just, like, being thoughtful and just caring, being, like, very obvious with, like, how you care for people and different ways. It's like, it's like, how do you do it? Well, actually, no, we can do it for the entire month now. So.
Yeah, we just, again, we'll extend it.
Yeah. I just, like, lost my train of thought. But
yeah, me too. For a minute, I was like,
I was trying to think of something that I think honestly every, like, Valentine's Day growing up, it was always the best because it was, like, a day where, so I have, like, I have 4 other siblings, 3 girls and 2 boys, and it was also always like that morning we'd wake up and it'd be like, okay, girls are going to do something with dad, the boys are going to do something with mom.
Cute.
Or you'd like wake up and there would be like, we'd have like little just like gifts and like flowers like from my dad, like each of us, and my mom would do like something for the boys, and it was
that's
just,
really
like,
cute.
so sweet.
I
And
really love that idea.
it's like really sweet. I also liked it because it was we could see the stuff that like my parents would do for each other, but their focus was always like kind of like switching us up and doing stuff at like together as a family, and then we do like dinner or something. But that was always just like so special to like all of us kind of just have that like moment with like our parents and stuff.
Yeah.
It was always really sweet.
That's really
They were always like really intentional with it, so it was really sweet.
Gosh,
Always
I think
love
that's
that.
precious.
Yeah, it was so good.
Man. I think I might add that to my list of things I should do with the future family.
I know. Oh my gosh. I actually heard, I think it was a couple weeks ago, that like every Valentine's Day they get, this family gives their kids, I think it was like different famous like novels or something based off of like their gender. So like the girls always get like different like Jane Austen books, and these kids are like between the ages of like 3 and like that's 7
fun.
or 8 or something.
Yeah.
So they're like super young, but they look forward to it so much, and they're like reading. They really love like reading all these books. The mom was talking about how just like one of the girls is like so like she loves Jane Austen, like it's her favorite thing.
Wow.
Right now. I'm like, she's like 7.
I'm like,
but she's like really invested in the
incredible.
stories and stuff. I'm like, I gotta know like one of those things.
And keep
really
that
cool.
keep that in my mind, that a child can really love Jane Austen.
It's possible.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Well, Andrew just sent us a question, which is good because I just ran out of things. But he said, for y'all as women in relationships, what's your, I cannot read, what's your plan for Valentine's Day / oh my gosh, I can't read. What are your plans for Valentine's Day?
Well, Daniel and I are, so since we're long distance, we don't always get to be together. Mm-hmm. We usually do date nights on Tuesday nights, and it's like a Zoom night. Mm-hmm. But this coming week, we are actually not going to have that because we're going to meet together in person for a wedding in the weekend. So we're actually going to be doing something we haven't quite planned yet for Valentine's Day on either that Thursday night or that Friday night instead. So we will celebrate, but it'll be much later in the week and more of just like an appreciation of like being with the other.
Yeah.
And
you get to celebrate for the whole week there too.
We get to celebrate for the whole week. Yeah. We extend it. You know.
Yeah, exactly. How has that? Do y'all like typically try to do the? I know you said like Tuesdays are your date nights, but does it look like kind of the same every year, or is it like a bigger like celebration for y'all, or is it just something that is an excuse to like?
Oh yeah. So when we first started dating, he asked me, so how do you feel about anniversaries? And I said, honestly, I'm a fan of honoring things that are like bigger things. Mm-hmm. So like, I like the idea of 6 months. I like the idea of a year. I like the idea of like 2 years, you know.
The bigger,
big things. And so when it came to Valentine's Day and we were like talking about that, it was one of those things that I was not really wanting to make a big deal about, because it's not like hey, this is like a major day in our relationship. It's not like anything special happened for us in our relationship on that day, but it's also one of those days that I didn't want to like totally ignore. But rather like be able to still, I guess, like set it aside in a special way that is slightly different from like a typical day, you know, on this typical day on the street.
Yeah, right.
But that isn't quite as like memorable, you could say, as like a 6 months or 1 year, or 2 or 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Something that's like, okay, I really appreciate you, and I appreciate our relationship, but not like a 5-star dinner or something.
Yeah. I think it's funny to see the difference in like how people like celebrate night, but I also think that's a really good like kind of way to think of it for just like all of the relationships in our lives, like it just as a day to recognize the people that you care about in your life, and even if it's something as simple as like just giving someone a call, and not, you know, it doesn't have to be like Happy Valentine's Day or whatever. It's more so just like acknowledging and like seeing someone and being like, you are a person that is in my life, like whether you talk to them a lot or you don't, you know, just making it known that like you do care about them, and also just like checking in with people. I think it's just like a very good reminder for the day to just like check on the people that you care about. And wherever they're at. Like, I think that's definitely like whenever Jonathan and I started dating versus now, like what the idea of like Valentine's looks like, it definitely it was something that was more about like us in the beginning, and it still is, but I think it's almost like more focused on outreach now. Not that like we definitely use it as an excuse to like stay in and just like not really go out or do too much. But yeah, it's interesting how like the focus has changed from like so much on us initially in like our relationship, and now we can use that to do more of like outreach and like do like Valentine's Day or like go plan something with friends and just like be very intentional with the people in our lives.
Which I think is like the point of like a relationship and marriage, is like you come together and like have that foundation of like your love for each other, but only so that like that love can be poured outwards. And so like it makes sense, like even when I hear about your parents, it makes sense that like they were able to like love the children on Valentine's Day specifically rather than like focusing on themselves, because it's like, well, they were ready to like pour out. So it's like that's a really cool way to put that. It's like using Valentine's Day as a way to like enrich other relationships.
Definitely kind of like a holiday focused on like giving, which is really cool. Now that we have like 2 minutes left,
let's win.
I know.
The lightning round.
Oh, it's good. It's going.
Here we go.
So we got a Valentine's Day.
Oh, absolutely. This
lightning
is the best.
round. It's not as cute as it sounds, so
dang it. Okay.
be ready. So I'll let you start with your answer, and then I'll go through it.
All right. I'm ready.
We'll see how quickly we can get through all of this.
We'll see. I might have some. Let's go.
All right. Okay. Ready? Andrew, good. Go. Would you rather only be able to watch rom-coms for the rest of your life, or only be able to watch Hallmark mystery movies for the rest of your life? I don't know if you've like heard of those. They have like a mystery, like crime,
genre?
like channel of like just like murder mystery Hallmark movies.
Oh my gosh, I've not heard of
They're
that before.
So terrible,
but they're so good, kind of a
thing.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that's a hard one. Man, I think I'm gonna say rom-coms, because some of my favorite movies I think fit into that category. Like Princess Diaries, I think that could fit in that category. You know, that would be good.
Actually, now that you said Princess Diaries, I'm like, rom-coms. I would much rather watch Princess Diaries for the rest of my life. Definitely has been too long since I've seen that.
That's a good one.
Would you rather have to eat heart-shaped dog treats or eat rose petals?
Oh, you know, I could see benefits both ways.
What? Please tell me how you see benefits with the dog treats.
You know, I've never tried a dog treat, and it could be good.
Yeah, I don't
know. I've never tried it.
Like,
maybe it's like a good one with like peanut butter in it. Could be okay. Maybe not. I've also I don't know. The rose petal might be better, just because maybe
just because it probably doesn't have much of a taste anyways.
It's kind of.
I think I'd go rose petals too. Out of fear.
Out of fear.
Definitely. Would you rather receive 100 roses, but they smell really bad, or receive 100 pieces of chocolate, but it's like your least favorite type of chocolate?
Oh, chocolate.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think chocolate would at least be easier to get rid of, and being like, oh, I got this chocolate for you, you know?
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, and then with like the bad smelling flowers, you get them and you're like, oh gosh.
Yeah, like your reaction to receiving a gift is like,
yeah.
Don't make anyone feel bad. Wait, what's your least favorite type of chocolate?
White chocolate.
Okay, good. That's what I was going to say too.
Yeah. So that can be pretty easy to get rid of depending on.
Yeah. Or even just like give to other people like white chocolate. I just
exactly. Yeah, I don't either. That's how I feel.
Anyways, would you rather have to always write with a red pen or pencil, or always have to dot your I's and your J's with hearts for the rest of your life?
Dot my I's and J's with hearts.
Oh my god. If you could like get like you know what, you just write, like, it's, like, whatever. But I feel like if you could do it and it just becomes part
of what you're doing,
it would
be
sense.
So fun.
I feel like the initial, like, having to stop and, like,
and try
figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
And figure out which one you like how it looks.
Oh, yeah.
I honestly think I would rather do red pen, though. I just want everything I write to feel very, like, official.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like,
okay, that's
when
fair.
teachers write in red, it's, like, very, like,
that's
striking.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
You want it to be something that people look at, people see.
Yeah. Like, everything I'm writing is important.
It's all important.
Okay. Would you rather have to eat a piece of candy off the floor, but not just, like, on the floor, not just, like, dropped it on the floor. I mean, like, under a cabinet, like, on the floor, or eat a piece of candy after a dog licked it?
Oh, these are awful.
That one's probably the worst.
After the dog licked it?
It somehow sounds slightly more okay.
Yeah. It's kind of what
dusty food.
Yeah. Like, I think I remember hearing that dogs have really healthy breath and teeth.
I saw that on the kids show once.
That's probably where it came from, yeah.
I say that now. I don't actually. If June licked anything, I'd be like, nope.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
No, thank you. Okay, would you rather... Oh, I think this is the last one. Yeah. Would you rather be serenaded by Ed Sheeran, but he has a cold and his voice keeps cracking? Or would you rather be serenaded by Taylor Swift, but it ends up actually being, like, a horrible song that she wrote about you?
Oh, Ed Sheeran.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of don't want to hear Taylor Swift write a terrible song about me.
I feel like he would still sound pretty good even if his voice was, like, cracking.
I do too, yeah.
He would still be amazing. It's just I honestly think I would take the Taylor Swift serenading just because if Taylor Swift writes a song about me, I don't care what it's about.
Okay, touche.
It could be awful. I just
That's
be like,
fair. That's
still
fair.
amazing.
It's still Taylor Swift. Okay, I understand.
Well done.
Wow. Good point.
Okay, do you have one more bonus question? Would you rather have to take coffee or Oreo on a date?
Oh, I think coffee. I've kind of grown more affectionate of coffee over the past
it's probably because we'll see her less.
yeah. When I see her, I get kind of excited now. I'm like, oh, there she is.
Yeah, she's so sweet. Yeah. Whereas, like, Oreo, it would just be too dramatic. Cause a scene in the restaurant.
Eat everything.
Yeah.
Gosh, I want to get to my food.
Yeah.
Oreo, get there before
really.
me.
Worst date ever with Oreo.
Really.
No offense, Oreo, but you're not.
I'm not going on a date with you. Not taking you on my date. Whichever way.
Super good. Well, that was our last one. Super interesting. Now I'm just going to think about
Oreo
and
on a date.
Now we just gotta go talk to coffee. But I hope that y'all have a lovely Valentine's Day weekend and get to celebrate, do a Galentine's Day, or I don't know what the opposite version of that would be. A bro day, whatever you want to do. I hope you enjoy it. We'll be back next Thursday for Coffee Chats episode 90. Oh my gosh, okay, we're finally going up to numbers. Almost to the triple digits.
We're almost to 100. I think when 100 hits, we'll have to have like a big party.
Definitely. It'll be whenever we're celebrating Valentine's Day for the entire month.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's probably true.
But we'll see y'all then, and please pray for us, and we continue to pray for you. And yeah, have a great day.